Hey friends, buckle up, because today we've got a wild one. We're diving into one of the most chaotic, brutal, and absolutely bonkers motorsports events you'll ever see, and one drag racing legend who got thrown right into the fire. Let's talk about Kye Kelley, the street outlaws hero, and his horrific, hilarious, and humbling ordeal at the Freedom 500 at none other than Cleetus McFarland's Freedom Factory. If you thought Kelley had it rough on the drag strip last year, just wait until you hear what went down on that wild Florida oval. So picture this. You're Kye Kelley. You're used to blasting down a straight drag strip at 200 plus mph, leaving your opponents in a cloud of tire smoke and broken dreams. You've mastered nitrous, blower pressure, suspension setup, all of it. But suddenly, you're not in a pro mod. You're not even on a drag strip. You're at the Freedom Factory, surrounded by 30 beat-up Crown Vics, a private jet parked in the infield, and a crowd that came not just for racing, but for carnage. It's the Freedom 500, a race that's more demolition derby than motorsport. And you've got one job: survive 100 laps of pure chaos. From the second Kelley hit the track, he was out of his element. "Man, I had no idea what I was doing," he admitted later. And it showed. He was fighting the car through every corner. Those Crown Vics don't handle like a slicked-up Camaro. They bounce, they slide, and if you sneeze the wrong way, you're in the wall. And Kye? He's used to pointing a car straight and letting horsepower do the work. Not this time. He learned fast, too fast. During practice, Kelley admitted he dropped it into the corner thinking, I'll give it a little more juice. Spoiler alert, that's not how oval racing works. The car snapped sideways like a roller coaster off the rails. "I kept thinking it would take more of this," he said. "I tried it one time, and it didn't. But here's where it gets good, or bad, depending on how you look at it. Race day. The green flag drops and it's all out mayhem. Kelley's in the mix with guys like Greg Biffle and Brian Deegan, actual NASCAR and action sports legends, who know this track like the back of their hand. Within minutes, bumpers are flying, fenders are bending, and Kelley finds himself slammed, smashed, and scraped from every angle. He gets tangled in a pileup, loses his radiator, smokes his hood, and radios back, "We ain't got no radiator. Our hood's a little deformed, and we're missing a headlight." Casual. At one point, the car just dies on track. Kelley has to push it down pit road. No power steering, no air conditioning, just pure sweat and frustration. And remember, this ain't drag racing. This is 100 laps. You're sitting in that car for over an hour in full gear, baking in Florida heat. Kye was so exhausted mid-race, he said, "I was just holding the nitrous button, resting my head on the side of the seat." That's not racing, that's survival mode. But here's the thing, the man didn't quit. Despite the wrecks, the overheating, the lost parts, and the near meltdowns, Kye Kelley finished the race. 12th place out of 30, not bad for a guy who had never turned left in anger before. And most importantly, he finished something that many didn't. Wreck after wreck took out half the field. Mechanical failures ended the dreams of seasoned racers. But Kelley? He kept showing up for every lap. Now let's talk big picture, because this race wasn't just about driving, it was about character. The Freedom 500 strips everything away. No massive budgets, no perfectly dialed-in machines, no elite pit crews. Just Crown Vics, determination, and chaos. And in the middle of it, you had one of the most respected drag racers in America getting schooled by a track that doesn't care about resumes. It was raw. It was real. And it was absolutely awesome. Kye himself said after the race, "This is the most endearing, expletive I've ever done in my life. Would I do it again? Yes." That tells you all you need to know. He may have limped across the finish line, but he earned mad respect from the fans, fellow racers, and even guys like Cleetus McFarland himself. So what's next for Kye? Will he come back for revenge next year? Will he finally conquer the Crown Vic and claim that Freedom 500 glory? If you ask us, he has to. Because this is more than just a race. It's a proving ground. It's where horsepower meets heart. And if there's one thing we know about Kye Kelley, it's that he doesn't back down from a challenge. And you know what's crazy, y'all? Kye's experience opened a whole new door in the world of motorsports. You take a guy who's dominated on straight pavement and you throw him into a field of sharks with nothing but a helmet, a busted radiator, and a fire in his gut, and he still makes it happen. That's the kind of story that reminds us why we love this sport. It's not always about the win. Sometimes it's about the war you fight to get to that checkered flag. And let's not forget, oval racing is a different beast altogether. In drag racing, it's man versus time. Precision. Reaction. Launching like a rocket and holding on for dear life for 3.5 seconds. But the Freedom 500? That's endurance. That's tactical driving. You're playing chess at 60 miles per hour while someone's trying to take your quarter panel off with a front bumper. It's greasy elbows, white knuckles, and split-second decisions every lap. That's what Kye Kelley had to adapt to in real time. And the best part? He wasn't afraid to look like a rookie. He went in humble. He asked questions. He laughed at himself. And that's why fans connect with him, not just because he's fast, but because he's real. He didn't come in swinging like he was the king of the oval. He came to learn, to compete, and to earn his spot. And earn it he did. Let's also talk about what makes the Freedom 500 so dang special. It's not a corporate event. It's not some overpolished, PR-heavy, clean-cut race. It's America in gearhead form. Crown Vics, nitrous, jet planes on the infield, minivans filled with spectators, and burnouts that smell like fireworks and fried chicken. It's rowdy. It's weird. And it's absolutely beautiful. And Cleetus McFarland? Say what you want, but that guy knows how to throw a party. The Freedom Factory has become the epicenter of grassroots horsepower entertainment. And when you bring in names like Kye Kelley, you bridge the gap between fans of different racing disciplines. You get this magical moment where everyone's just in it for the love of fast cars and good times. Now here's the real kicker. What if Kye trains for this next time? Think about it. He comes back in 2024, but now he's got seat time. He understands the angles, the braking zones, the rhythm of the race. He gets a dialed-in car, maybe even some oval coaching from one of the OGs like Deegan or Biffle. Can you imagine the show he'd put on if he was actually gunning for a top 3 finish? Phew, I get chills thinking about it. But until then, what Kye did at the 2023 Freedom 500 is going to go down in history as one of the most entertaining rookie performances ever. Not because he dominated, but because he pushed through the punishment. Because he made it to the end when others tapped out. That car may have looked like it went through a blender, but it crossed the line, and that's what matters most. So if you're watching this and thinking, man, I could never do what Kye did, I'm here to tell you, maybe you could. It ain't about being perfect. It's about showing up. It's about grit, guts, and having the heart to keep turning that will even when everything's falling apart. That's the Kye Kelley spirit. And if you've got that, you're already halfway there. Alright fam, that's it for today's video. If you loved watching Kye Kelley battle it out at the Freedom 500, drop it in the comments. And if you want to see him go back next year with a vengeance, smash that like button and share this video with your fellow speed freaks. Until next time, stay wild, stay real, and never be afraid to try something new, even if it beats the crap out of you the first time. Peace.